We were just speaking before the break about all of the issues plaguing Canadians. Fiscal responsibility has long been a pillar and principle within the Conservative Party. And again, with the cost of living rising, inflation, which we've discussed at an all-time high, most Canadians do have their minds on these things. You, of course, Maleeha, were just speaking about the issues we have with gas prices. What do you feel a modern Conservative Party needs to do to tackle all of these issues that, again, for most Canadians are paramount?
Well, our Prime Minister does not feel that monetary issues are a big problem. And when that kind of rhetoric is spread or rhetoric is said or implied, we have a huge problem, Vonny. And I know Conservatives have led this country in a way where they have been pragmatic and been very conscious of the affordability and where the country should be going for the next many, many, many years. And I feel the Conservative government is ready. We have the right kind of people who will lead this country. We just have to make sure that we resonate with the Canadians out there, with the voters who want to see change. It's not about saying the right thing. It's about also showing through leadership that we are ready to lead. We are ready to send the message that our top priority is affordability. Our top priority is for Canadians to enjoy their livelihoods. And that's exactly what it is. We are living paycheck to paycheck. And that is the reality of it. And until the government does not realize that if they're bringing a middle class budget, a feminine budget, using these fancy words is not going to help until we actually see action on the table. We were talking about housing crisis just a few minutes ago, right?
Yes.
So we can scream about the housing crisis of the next big issue or the issue of importance right now. But until we don't see in the selling system that the bidding war has ended or slowing down, the market slowing down, we will never see change. Interest rates are going to be hiking. Where are people going to be filling that gap as soon as interest rate hikes? These people are going to run to get another job, a second job, or a third job. I mean, we have a huge crisis sitting right in front of us.
Yeah.
Fancy words are not going to help us. A
Nope.
feminist budget or a middle class budget. Okay, so do you even understand what middle class is?
Right.
We are in a huge crisis right now, and I'm just talking about the problems. We have to look at solutions, and that's what we have to look at. I mean, when you looked at our Conservative platform that had come last year, they talked clearly of housing market, of how a federal government can release their own shareholdings of housing and buildings and so on and so
I know
forth.
there was also talk about putting a temporary freeze on foreign investment. That was one thing I noticed.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were so many things in the platform that was shared. And I think even the Liberal government, if they pick that up, there are many solutions out there. It's about implementing them. It's about actually realizing the problem and giving a solution out there.
Right. We've got more cranes in the sky than any major city in North America, yet we're still sitting here seeing these problems. And if you speak to everyday voters, everyday Canadians, particularly the younger ones, there's a feeling of depression almost, of despair. Just I've heard a lot of young people say to me just within the last year, I've come to the realization and I've accepted the reality that I'll probably never own a home.
And that's a sad situation. This government is ready to divide us. We need a united forum, a party that sees us in a way where we are united under one issue that is helping Canadians. And until any government or any opposition does not realize that, we will never get out of the troubles. And that's exactly what it is. My prediction is, as much as I am a very positive person, and you know that, I see a glass half full. I feel that Canada is really, in trouble in terms of housing crisis, in terms of our job market and our rising inflation. I was watching House of Commons the other day, and they said, "Oh, inflation is a problem for everyone around the world." Okay. All right, yes, it is. It could be anywhere in the world, and it is. That's true. What is the solution that the government is bringing?
Yeah.
Is the government going to lower the carbon tax to solve the fuel or gas prices? What is the government going to do?
I hear
How
you.
is
At the end of the day, I think you're posing the right questions, and those are the questions that all Canadians are asking. What is the solution?